Hey guys, thanks for coming back and joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. Glad to have you back. So, in today's episode, we're going to cover 7 ways that exercise improves your mental health. So, we talk about it a lot in our videos. It's a great coping mechanism, getting some exercise in every day. But why? What happens in your body? What does it do for you that makes it so beneficial for you? So, when we think everybody has problems in their life, everybody has stress in their life. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter what your personal situation is. There are things in your life, everyone's life, that aren't going the way they want them to, that they wish were better, problems they can't solve, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter where you fall on the socioeconomic scale, problems are just different for different people. And it's up to all of us to develop healthy, productive coping mechanisms to improve, to both to take care of and improve our physical and mental health. So the way I look at it, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I graduated high school in 1990. And since the 80s, when the drug companies were allowed to advertise on television, because believe it or not, before that, there were no um, Intivia or whatever the hell they're called, Xanax, all the commercials that you see on TV advertising medications, they didn't exist. They were not legal. And so we didn't have those things back when I was growing up. Um, but since they've come out, many people look to take a pill to solve their problems. And in some instances, medication is useful. Like I get it. If you have hay fever and you need an antihistamine, got it. If you have cancer and you're in chemotherapy, got it. If you're diabetic and you need insulin, got it. I would argue that many other instances of health problems can be taken care of with proper diet and exercise. And so the way I look at it, exercise is the most underprescribed medication in the world. When I hear someone say, I would do anything to lose weight, you should always finish that statement with, except eat right and exercise, right? So, look, I have weight to lose, so I can speak from personal experience here. What I've never done is blamed somebody else for the reason that I'm overweight. I am the reason that I'm overweight. It's not food companies targeting me with ads. It's not McDonald's. It's not Ben and Jerry's. It's not any of those things. It's me consuming more calories than my body needs. Now, are there probably chemical reasons in my body that I struggle with those things? Sure, I have no doubt that I probably have some different wiring that makes it harder for me to not eat more food than I need. But that's on me. That's part of the deal. I was born 6'3". I was a good athlete. I'm smart. Blah blah blah. I got a lot of advantages. What I don't have is really easy cues when it comes to food. So whatever, that's my thing. I got to deal with it. So it's up to me to develop healthy coping mechanisms. And exercise, in my view, is one of the most healthy coping mechanisms that anyone can develop, not only for their physical health, but particularly for their mental health. And you can pick whatever exercise you want. It doesn't have to be an Olympic level workout or a CrossFit workout or blast through P90X or any of the other extreme workouts that you see. If those are your thing, awesome, good for you. Like I've been there. I know what it's like to, lift to the point of failure or to push myself to run so hard that I threw up. Not uncommon in my sporting days, but that was a means to an end for me. I wanted to be a really good athlete at whatever sport I was playing. It wasn't the exercise itself that worked for me. It was the competition and pushing myself to get better that worked for me. I'm older now. I don't have the same burning desire for those things. I'm actually starting a yoga program today, largely because I feel so much better after I do yoga. I've done lots of yoga actually, and I'm not particularly fond of yoga, but of all of the exercises that I do, I feel by far the best after I complete yoga. And so that's what I'm going to do starting tonight. That's my deal. So I've been doing morning walks for several months, and I've been getting 10,000 steps in. I think I've got a streak of about 90 days, something like that. My yearly average is above 8,000 now. So I work on those things, but I can do more, and that's why I'm starting yoga today. So that's for me. You can do whatever you want. You can ride bikes, you can run, you can do yoga, you can garden. Doesn't matter what it is. You can lift weights. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever works for you, good for you. But you need to do it on a consistent basis. And here are 7 things that it does for your mental health as well. Forget your cardiovascular health, forget your flexibility, forget longevity. Mentally, exercise is so good for you. And we're going to talk through some reasons why that is. So, number one, it releases endorphins. So, what is an endorphin? An endorphin is a brain chemical that improves your mood and your sense of well being. It's like a happy drug that your brain emits on its own when you exercise. So, it's got the first benefit is that it absolutely impacts your brain to work in a way that makes you feel happier, more energetic, and more positive. You've heard people talk about a runner's high. Now, look, I ran a lot, and I don't know if you call it a runner's high, but there were times where I finished a run and I felt strong, I felt good. I was happy that I had done the run, and I don't like running, but I've run a lot in my life because, again, it's an activity that's good for me, so I incorporated it into my schedule. And that's been part of my problem is I allowed my schedule to kind of take over itself instead of me controlling my schedule. And I didn't make it a non-negotiable thing. You need to make exercise a non-negotiable part of your schedule, like brushing your teeth, using the restroom, showering every day. You should exercise a little bit every day. A lot some days, but a little bit every day. That should be a part of your routine. Those endorphins are one of the biggest benefits that you get from exercise. And it's going to spill into so many other areas of your life. You're going to be more confident. You're going to feel good at work. You're going to feel strong. You're going to feel good that you're taking control of your situation. The endorphins are one of the big reasons that exercise is so good for your mental health. Number two, reduces. So exercise can absolutely reduce tension, stress, and mental fatigue. It can also help you build emotional resistance to stress, pushing through a hard run, lifting another 5 pounds on your 1 rep max on your bench press, riding your bike the fastest time that you've ever ridden 10 miles on a particular course, swimming your 100 meters faster than you've ever swum your 100 meters. All of those things will help you feel good emotionally and develop that emotional resilience. And it's going to reduce your tension and your stress because you're pouring all of your mental focus into your workout, into what you're doing. And so it's a great way to interrupt your thought process, clear your brain, and just allow your body to take over and focus on the exercise that you're doing. So exercise is a great way to reduce your stress, 100%. Number three, it improves your sleep. And so we've got an episode upcoming that talks about what happens in your body when you sleep. What does your body actually do while you sleep? And that'll be coming out later this week. I can't tell you how important it is to get the proper amount of sleep because it helps you manage your mood. It helps your brain. Your body fixes itself essentially while you're sleeping. And so improving your sleep and your sleep patterns is a huge thing in exercise. Regular exercise absolutely contributes to improving your sleep. So important, such an important part. No, I don't think we talk enough about getting enough sleep. And I can tell you as a person that regularly deprived themselves of sleep for decades as I was building my career and coming up. I don't know if it was right or wrong. I did it. I'm much less willing to do it now. And largely because I don't think it's good for my physical or mental health. And so I'm at the point now where it turns out I'm not actually going to live forever like I thought I was going to. And so I'm taking more steps now to take control of my both physical and mental health. And I'm sharing some of those ideas on the podcast here. So helps improve your sleep. Exercise is great for that. Increasing your self-esteem. That's a huge mental health booster that you get from exercise. So when you do a physical achievement like the ones we talked about previously, running faster, lifting more weight, swimming faster, running for a longer period of time, running for a longer distance, losing weight, increasing your muscle tone, all of those things are huge boosters for your self-esteem. That affects how you think about yourself. That affects your mental health. That affects your inner voice and how you think about and how you talk about yourself to yourself. Those achievements and achieving through physical exercise absolutely can improve those thought processes and help you develop your self esteem. So the physical aspect of it is great, but the mental aspect of it is easily just as important. So think about that when you're thinking about, should I exercise, should I not exercise? It's easy to sit in the chair, grab the remote, flip through the channels, get out for a walk, get out for a bike ride, go to the gym and lift some weights, do some gardening. It doesn't matter what it is. You can go do anything you want. Go play frisbee golf, go play regular golf. There's all sorts of things you can do to get exercise. It will improve your self esteem, and it will absolutely help with your inner voice and how you feel about yourself. Number five, it improves your coping ability. Exercise can help you improve your sense of control and coping ability. When you push through a barrier when it comes to physical exercise, it's mentally really good for you as well. Not only is it good for your physical health, it's really good for your mental health. There was a barrier that you overcame. You can apply those learnings, those feelings, those thought processes to non physical activities. If you've got a really difficult project at work that you're trying to push through, or you've got a really difficult problem in your personal life that you're trying to solve, showing yourself wins in the physical world and through exercise can absolutely improve your coping ability on mental things as well. So, exercise absolutely is a contributor to that aspect of your mental health for sure. Number six, this one's pretty straightforward, taking your mind off of your worries. So, exercise can help you take your mind off of your worries and get away from the negative thought cycles. If you're on a run, it's a lot easier to turn your brain off. If you're lifting weights, it's a lot easier to focus on the task at hand. If you're riding your bike, there's lots of other things going on. Paying attention to the road, following your course, figuring out how far along you are. All of those things kind of short circuit some of the negative talk that can go through your mind or churn. My wife had was flipping through channels the other night, and she just was like kind of all over the place. And I said, "Is that like how your brain is all the time?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "No wonder you're tired all the time. That'd be exhausting if my brain was just constantly flipping through channels all the time." I have the ability to do both, intensely focus on something or think about nothing. There's a comedian that talks about the difference between men and women. And he talks about men having boxes in their brain. And the biggest box by far is the nothing box. What are you thinking about? Nothing. That's true. When a lot of men are saying that, that's true. And I'm no different than any other man. I have the ability to kind of shut my mind off and not think about stuff. Exercise can provide a platform on which you can also achieve that for a period of time. And that is so good for your mental health to stop worrying and churning and thinking through all of the things that are going on in your head over and over and over again. That period that you're exercising and or getting ready to exercise is super helpful to take your mind off of your problems, off of your worries, off of your struggles, and you can just focus on the task at hand. It's a great way to kind of stop all that noise and have some peace for a little bit. And then number seven is stimulating brain growth. And I found this one very interesting. And this was off of, I think I got this off the American Medical Association website. But exercise stimulates the production of brain-derived nerve growth factor, which has an acronym, BDNF, which is way easier to say than brain-derived nerve growth factor. That can actually stimulate brain cell growth and neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is the ability for the neurons in your brain to be more flexible, to be more creative, to kind of help rewire your brain. So not only do all of the previous benefits that we talked about take place, but you're actually also improving your brain health when you exercise. So I thought that one was super interesting. And that one alone should be enough to say, hey, this is worth looking into. I'm going to think about this exercise thing more seriously, because if I could do something to make my brain work better, and so to grow brain cells and to increase the ability of my mind to stretch and grow and think, heck, that sounds like a good deal to me. So think about that when you're thinking about should I or should I not incorporate exercise into my daily routine. So, we talk about it a lot. I think it's a very underprescribed medication. There are medical / chemical reasons why that take place in your body, or changes that take place in your body when you exercise. Some of them are short term, some of them are long term, but they generally are very, very positive. And so I think you should really think about exercise as a regular part of your daily routine. And go through these 7 things if you need a refresher. We posted them next to our comments through the podcast. And I think they're great arguments for why exercise needs to be in your daily routine. So hope you found that helpful, guys. We're always looking to find things to kind of make us think differently, make us push ourselves, make us try to improve our lives. And whatever version of that works for you, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, good for you. We're 100% supportive of that. We don't want to tell you how to think. We want to tell you how you should process and an approach to process information so that you can think about things the way you want to think about them. You don't want to be an emotional reactor. You want to be left brained, logic based, reality based thinker, and you're going to wind up in a much better spot in life. Hope you guys found this stuff helpful. I found this episode really interesting to put together. I'm glad I got to share it with you. Don't forget to head over to our website, saltygingertalk.com. We've got all of our podcast episodes available on our website. We've got a daily newsletter you can subscribe to on our website. And we've got links to all of our other social media accounts on our website. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you consume our content on. We sure appreciate your guys' support. Thanks for coming back and checking out our channel. We're glad you're here. Hope to see you next time. Everybody have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.